frequency of actions in football. So we understand football, like any other sport, there's repeated actions. However, these repeated actions are very random. But over time, there's a large amount of it. And how are we prepping our body, or how are we as trainers prepping athletes to take the field, to take the cage, the ring, the court, whatever it may be? How are we prepping them to match the actions of the game? So if we go to football and soccer, and I've got some GPS data on the right, and it's just a collective data of average data over a few games, and it's all accounts: acceleration, deceleration, change in direction, high intensity sprints, and total distance. Now, I could go into more detail, but I'm not going to do that. The purpose of this was for me to highlight how I work within the football scene and how I bring these similarities together, or how do you transfer these training principles between codes. So acceleration and deceleration, we know this, heavily influenced in football, change in direction, and mostly at 90 degrees. I'm not saying it's all at 90 degrees, but majority of the time it's from 0 to 90 degrees, either right or left. Now with this comes deceleration. Now deceleration is generally what I found in football research, especially hamstrings and adductors. Lots of issues. And this comes with that deceleration phase, which is the hamstrings pulling the handbrakes and saying slow down, and then we're going either right and left. Now we're doing it 600, 500 times in a game, but we're doing it at different intensities. So we've got to take this into account. What I mentioned earlier is, how are we as trainers prepping our athletes to now go output 600, 500, 400, 11.5 kilometers? What are we doing to help them get through all of this?